I went to the invite only.
Honey!
Oh my god.
Big 16K.
Balenciaga is a luxury fashion house founded in 1919 by Spanish designer Christopher Balenciaga. Currently, it is based in Paris and owned by the Kering Group. Known for pushing boundaries in fashion, it has become a powerful influence for modern streetwear and high-end design. The core business activities of Balenciaga is they sell high-end, ready-to-wear clothing, bag, footwear, and accessories. Recently, they've expanded into sportswear and cosmetics through licensing deals. They're known for collaborations and a few viral pieces, most notably the sock shoe sneaker.
This chart shows the main people behind Balenciaga leadership. The brand was founded by Cristobal Balenciaga back in 1919. Now it's part of the Kering Group and led by Gianfranco Gianangeli, who became the CEO in November 2024. For the creative direction, Demna was the chief creative officer from 2015 until July 2025. He's known for bringing a bold and modern style to the brand.
Their mission is to empower imagination and foster creativity by supporting diverse talents from various locations, experiences, and backgrounds. Their vision is to redefine luxury through innovative, disruptive strategies, honoring their heritage while paving the way for the future.
Now let's move on to the first major issue Balenciaga faced in 2022, which is the child exploitation imagery scandal. In November of that year, there is 2 of their 8 campaign that spark outrages. One showed the children holding the teddy bear dressed in BDSM style harnesses, which is many people saw it as highly inappropriate and disturbing. Another campaign included legal documents that reference child pornography cases, further fueling public concern. These controversial elements were seen as careless at best or deliberately provocative at worst. The backlash was immediate and intense. Social media erupted with the hashtag #CancelBalenciaga as the public accused the brand of crossing serious ethical boundaries. Now let's moving on about the impact on this issue on the company. First of all, Balenciaga suffered severe brand image and was even labeled as a brand that promotes harmful content. This controversy sparked a major backlash on social media, especially with the trend #CancelBalenciaga, where thousands of users called for a boycott. As a result, the brand experienced a huge loss of trust, not just from their loyal customer, but also from a potential new buyer who were hesitant to associate with such a scandal. This also affected their performance. Sales dropped and several collaborations had to be paused or completely cancelled due to the controversy. To control the damage, the brand had to issue multiple public apologies and remove all the related campaigns from the platform. But then, the harm had already been done. Now let's look at the impact on employees. Due to the public criticism and ethical controversy, many employees face internal stress and low morale. Being part of a company that under fire can really affect how employee feels about their work environment. Some staff may also feel disconnect or even ashamed to be associated with the brand. This is because when a company is involved in something as serious as promoting harmful content, it reflects on the people working behind the scenes too. They might feel judged by others even though they had no part in decision making. This kind of pressure can lead to a higher risk of internal resignation, especially from those who strongly disagree with the way the issue was handled. In some cases, it could even trigger whistleblowing, where employees speak out against the company because they feel morally obligated to do so. Okay, now we are at the last impact of the issue, which is on the public. Many customers felt deeply betrayed and disturbed by the imagery used in the campaign. For a luxury brand like Balenciaga, trust and reputation are everything, and this incident broke that trust for a lot of people. Even celebrities like Kim Kardashian, who was once closely linked to the brand, decide to distance themselves publicly, showing just how serious the backlash was. Because of the controversy, many people started to boycotting Balenciaga, while others even went as far as to destroy their product on social media as a form of protest. All of this led to a long-term damage to how public views the brand, especially among parents who were the most affected and concerned by the campaign's disturbing message. Secondly, the brand has been criticized for cultural appropriation. One example is when Balenciaga released pants designed to mimic sagging trousers, a style that originated in African American communities. This was viewed by some as racist and exploitative, especially given the lack cultural context or respect. And lastly, there were also claims of racial discrimination against Asian customers in their store, which further amplified criticism towards the brand's inclusivity and sensitivity. These issues combined have significantly damaged Balenciaga image and sparked broader discussion about ethics in fashion. That's all. Thank you.
So these are the impact of issue on the company. So first, Balenciaga was accused of copying designs from smaller artists without giving credit. People said that this was unfair and unethical. Second, damaged brand reputation. Because of these issues, people started to lose respect for Balenciaga. It hurt their image as a creative and trusted luxury brand. And third, negative media attention. News and social media made things worse. Many articles and posts said Balenciaga was behaving unethically and taking advantage of others. And fourth, legal risk. Some artists thought about suing Balenciaga for stealing their works. This could bring serious legal problems and money loss for the brand. So next will be the impact of the issue on the workers. So first, when the brand is accused of copying or being unethical designers, and workers may feel discouraged, they might feel like their hard work doesn't matter if the brand is seen as unoriginal. Second, pressure to defend the company. Some employees, especially those in public-facing roles, may feel pressured to defend the company's decisions, even if they weren't involved in those choices. This can cause stress or discomfort. And third, internal conflict. Inside the company, there could be disagreements. Some staff might care more about doing the right thing while others focus on making more profits. This creates tension and division in the workplace. And the last one will be the impact of the issue on the society. Public. First, negative public image. Many customers started to see Balenciaga as tone deaf and disrespectful, especially after the controversies. They felt the brand didn't care about social values. Second, cultural offense. Some people from certain cultures or races felt offended or mocked by the designs. This made the brand seem insensitive and out of touch. And third, the last one, loss of customer trust. Because of all these issues, brand loyalty went down. A lot of people, a lot of young people who care about fairness, inclusivity, and ethics stopped supporting Balenciaga. No. So here are the recommendations for Balenciaga. So first, establish an ethical review panel. Balenciaga should create a special ethical review panel. A team responsible for checking all marketing materials before they are released. This helps ensure that the content is appropriate, respectful, and doesn't harm or offend anyone. By having this panel, the company can avoid future controversies or backlash, especially involving sensitive topics like religion, children, or culture. In Islam, we are taught to avoid harm, darar, and to carry out our responsibility with amanah. Reviewing content carefully shows that the company takes its responsibilities seriously and wants to protect the public from harmful messages. And we will refer to Surah Al-Baqarah, verse 195. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم ولا تلقوا بأيديكم إلى التهلكة وأحسنوا إن الله يحب المحسنين. And the translation, and do not throw yourselves with your own hands into destruction, and do good. Indeed, Allah loves the doers of good. Quran, Surah Al-Baqarah, verse 195. We chose Surah Al-Baqarah, verse 195, because it gives a strong reminder to act responsibly and avoid causing harm to ourselves or others. It reminds companies like Balenciaga to be careful with their decisions because harmful actions like unethical marketing or copying others can lead to their own destruction, both in reputation and public trust. At the same time, the verse encourages Ihsan, doing good with excellence, which is exactly what ethical business is all about. So the second recommendation is respect intellectual property. Balenciaga should respect and credit So, the second recommendation is respect intellectual property. Balenciaga should respect and credit original artists and designers whose work inspires their creations. If they use someone else's design or idea, they must ask for permission or give proper credit. This protects creative ideas, creative rights, and avoids accusations or idea theft. Stealing or copying someone's work not only damages the brand's image, but it also disrespects the hard work of smaller creators. Respecting intellectual property builds trust and supports fairness in the creative industry. In Islam, ownership and personal rights, including creative work, are protected under the concept of haq maliyah, ownership rights. Taking someone's work without permission is a form of injustice. Islam encourages fairness, honesty, and respecting the rights of others. In Surah Al-Baqarah, verse 188, أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم ولا تأكلوا أموالكم بينكم بالباطل وتدلوا بها إلى الحكام لتأكلوا فريقا من أموال الناس بالإثم وأنتم تعلمون. And do not consume one another's wealth unjustly or send it in bribery to the rulers in order that they might aid you to consume a portion of the wealth of others while you know it is unlawful. Surah Al-Baqarah, verse 188. We chose Surah Al-Baqarah, verse 188, because this verse strongly supports the idea of respecting ownership and avoiding unjust gain. It highlights that taking someone else's ideas, work, or wealth without their permission is forbidden and unjust in Islam. That's why this verse is perfect for supporting our recommendation to respect intellectual property and uphold fairness in business. The third recommendation is promote cultural sensitivity training. Balenciaga should organize training and workshops for their staff about race, religion, and cultural sensitivity. This will help employees understand how to avoid discrimination or cultural appropriation in their designs and marketing. Fashion is a global industry, and being respectful of all cultures is very, very important. If staff are educated and aware, and they can make better decisions and prevent offensive content from being released. This also shows that the brand truly cares about diversity and inclusion. Islam teaches us the values of adab, good manners, and ihsan when dealing with others. The Quran encourages mutual respect between different people and cultures. Treating others with understanding and dignity is key part of Islamic ethics. In Surah Al-Hujurat verse 13, أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم يا أيها الناس إنا خلقناكم من ذكر وأنثى وجعلناكم شعوبا وقبائل لتعارفوا إن أكرمكم عند الله أتقاكم إن الله عليم خبير. O mankind, indeed, we have created you from male and female and made you peoples and tribes so that you may know one another. Verily, the most noble of you in the sight of Allah is the most righteous of you. Indeed, Allah is all-knowing and all-aware. Surah Al-Hujurat verse 13. Why Surah Al-Hujurat verse 13? Because this verse strongly supports for our recommendation of cultural sensitivity training, because it shows that Islam encourages us to treat everyone with respect, no matter where they come from. It also reflects the value of adab, manners, and ihsan, excellence in dealing with others. So the last recommendation is Balenciaga needs to engage in social justice initiatives. Balenciaga should take part in social justice efforts, such as collaborating with NGOs that protect children or support human rights. They can also give back to the community through corporate charity or launch projects that align with the Islamic concept of zakat. After being involved in a controversial campaign involving children, it's important for the brand to show real responsibility. Supporting social causes helps rebuild public trust and shows that the brand truly cares about the well-being of others, not just profit. Islam also strongly Islam strongly encourages believers to support the oppressed and vulnerable. The Quran reminds us to take action in helping those who are weak or mistreated. This reflects the values of justice, adil, compassion, rahmah, and community responsibility. In Surah An-Nisa verse 75, أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم وما لكم لا تقاتلون في سبيل الله والمستضعفين من الرجال والنساء والولدان الذين يقولون ربنا أخرجنا من هذه القرية ظالم أهلها واجعل لنا من لدنك وليا واجعل لنا من لدنك نصيرا. The translation is, and what is the matter with you that you do not fight in the cause of Allah and for the oppressed among men, women, and children who say, Our Lord, take us out of this city of oppressive people and appoint for us from yourself a protector and appoint for us from yourself a helper. Surah An-Nisa verse 75. We chose Surah An-Nisa verse 75 because it strongly supports the idea of standing up for the weak, the oppressed, and the voiceless, which matches Balenciaga's responsibility to take part in social justice efforts, especially after their controversial campaign involving children. This verse reminds us that as individuals or even large companies, we must not stay silent when others are suffering. Instead, we are encouraged to take action and support those who are being mistreated, like children, minorities, or smaller creators. In conclusion, Balenciaga's controversies from immoral advertising to cultural insensitivity highlight the urgent need for ethical reform in the fashion industry. By evaluating these issues through an Islamic lens, we can see that Islam strongly upholds principles such as justice, adil, honesty, siddiq, responsibility, amanah, and compassion, ihsan. These values demand respect for human dignity, cultural identity, creative ownership, and the rights of the vulnerable. If Balenciaga were to adopt these Islamic ethical principles, it could restore public trust and contribute positively to society. Upholding ethical business practices is not only a moral obligation, but also a reflection of corporate integrity and accountability, values that are deeply rooted in Islamic teachings and universally respected. Ultimately, ethical business is good business, and Islam offers a timeless framework for guiding it. That's all from us. Thank you.